All right, so let's start. We're going to just try to sit down in a squat as best as you can. Reach down so that this shoulder braces the knee and push this knee out a little bit. We're going to start by just wiggling the knee to get a little bit of movement. And this is really helping to build some flexibility in the adductors, in the groin. Okay? And then we're going to push that knee out all the way, all the way, all the way. And now just gently try to push the knee in. If you can only get to there, that's fine. Try to come right down. If you can't go all the way, that's fine. Push it back out. And then we change sides. So we get that shoulder down. We wiggle that knee a little bit first just to get a little bit of movement. And then we push the knee right out. Push it out again. And again. And then we come in. Push the knee down towards the ground. And back out. And now to give our hips a little bit of a break, we stand up. If you can't bend as far forward as me, that's fine, but having a bend in the knees takes a little bit of the strain off the hamstrings, and then we try to straighten the knees. If for you it looks like this because you're not as flexible as me, that's fine. But we're just going to straighten the knees, then bend the knees, straighten the knees again, bend the knees, and then straighten. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds like this, so we're getting a really good stretch in the hamstrings. If you're flexible enough, of course, come right down, but it depends on how flexible you are. I'm just keeping an eye on the clock over there to make sure that I do a proper 30 seconds. It's actually more beneficial to do 30-second stretches than longer holds. More sets of 30-second stretches is more beneficial than one long hold. So that's what we're doing here in this routine. And now we come down and we get into the hip flexors. So first we just come forward a couple of times, so just lean into it like this. Okay, we're just going to hold in this position for 30 seconds. So we're just trying to get those hips as far forward as we can, like this, and almost like dragging the body forward. So you feel it in the hip flexors there, in the front of the hips. Okay, and now we come up and we tuck the pelvis forward into a posterior pelvic tilt, and then we lean into it so that you feel the stretch at the front of the hip on this side here. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds. These muscles here, the hip flexors, are some of the muscles that get the tightest from sitting down at a desk all day long. So if you spend a lot of time sitting down and you get lower back pain, this stretch is, this routine is really, really good for it. So we'll change legs now. We're just going to lean into it. So we're trying to drag those hips forward as far as we can, getting this stretch down here. So you're thinking of like, it's like you're pulling your body this way, but you only go far enough until you feel that stretch there. This is really good for the ankles as well. Doing this stretch here. Okay, and then we come up, tuck the hips forward, posterior pelvic tilt, and then lean into it so we really get into the hip flexors here. And we hold for 30 seconds. We're already 3 minutes into this 5-minute routine. You'd be so surprised at how flexible you'll get if you do a 5-minute routine like this daily. So it's all about consistency with flexibility. One of the biggest problems that I've seen that people have is that they're just inconsistent with flexibility. People treat flexibility as like an afterthought, like something that you do maybe if you've got time. They never prioritize it. Personally, I like to combine strength and flexibility together back into the squat in the same workout. But this is a really great thing that you can do daily to increase flexibility. So we're sitting down in the squat. We're a bit more warmed up now, so we can, you can use the dowel rod if you need to under your heels, but we can go a little bit further now. So we're going to try and touch our arms down to the ground like this. It doesn't matter if you can't get as far as I can, as long as you're just trying to bend forward. Okay, and then we're going to come down, push that hip out again. We're going to hold it this time, really hold it. So this is really, really good for the adductors, for the ankles, for the muscles in the groin. It's even helping with the hamstrings as well, for the lower back down here, for the QL because we're leaning over to the side. We're almost done on this side. Change sides, so we're going to lean over, push that knee out. Doesn't matter if you can't get as far as I can. I wasn't like this when I started. I'm 45 now. When I started doing proper flexibility training in my late 30s, I was nowhere near as flexible as I am now. It's all about daily consistent habit, and doing these little routines is, if you do this consistently, you will see significant improvements in flexibility. If you want to do a longer flexibility routine, just click or tap the screen there. I've got some great tutorials for things like for the middle splits and the front splits or shoulder flexibility. And if you got value out of this, please like and subscribe for daily content. Comment if you've got any questions, and I'll see you in that next video.